Hey folks, it's David Perdue here from mynams.com and the Novice to Advanced Marketing System, and we are finally getting started. We had a lot of issues getting John in here. My hair got gray during that period. Did you notice? So it was, let me explain just before we get started so you understand. I see a lot of people talking about Webinar Jam and the issues with Webinar Jam and those kind of things. There's a combination of things that goes on with Webinar Jam and Google. I have a Google business account, so mynams.com is actually a Gmail email account. When you have a business account with Google, it gets more difficult to get people into the system. So we have to do a whole lot of hoop jumping to make it happen. And if it's not done in Chrome on the Google side of the house, it almost never works. So just for your own information, it's not always a Webinar Jam issue. It is a Google issue and Google changing algorithms and stuff like that. And 2 weeks ago, if there was a Google outage on Hangouts that was all over the world, the whole world map from Google perspective looked really red. So anyway, that's the update on Webinar Jam. Now, we're going to get into tonight's presentation. I've been trying to get this done for like a month, and it's my fault all the way through here because we've been overbooking and trying to get John in here to teach this, because this is such an incredibly important thing to teach people. John has killed it in the t-shirt market, and he's done it with Facebook advertising. And every time I talk to him about what he's doing, the way that he targets and just overpowers Facebook has always been the thing that stood out to me. So he really knows what he's doing on Facebook, and he knows how to be legal and compliant and make sure that everything works. And he's done 1.8 million t-shirts in the last year on Facebook. When he told me that, I saw him last August or last spring, he told me what he was doing, and I was like, holy crap. I mean, I thought t-shirts was just a passing fad, and John has really turned this into a big business. John, I'm glad we're finally doing this and glad you're here. So I'm going to let you go with it, and we'll get started here.
Thanks, David. And I'm sorry, folks, for coming on late. There was this huge technical issue. David and I finally figured it out, and believe me, it's been like 4 weeks in the making, not just this last 20 minutes. So, and honestly, this is my first Google Hangout, really. I've done one with Dave, I think, and my second. So I've done one with David where we did it for you guys and for his group. And so I'm not used to the medium 100%. You have to bear with me. Hopefully our good intentions come across. So we have a little slideshow for you, and I'll get through them as fast as I can, but I want to make sure I don't skip any great information for you. So a lot to learn. If you can, have a paper and pen. I'm going to get through it again as fast as I can, but there's a lot to take down. There's so much we could, we're condensing, months of training into this hour or so. So just grab a paper and pen and let's see how this goes. So Dave told me how to share screen, and I do the entire screen, Dave. You're muted or something. I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Mute. I had it on mute. You can choose the entire screen, or you can choose your slide presentation.
You can. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, it's not letting me. What if I open that up? Then maybe it will. There we go. Let me just get that back to on. Okay, guys, here we go. So now you see that, Dave. I can hit. Now I can.
Yep, we can see your slides.
Okay, so
now if you do the slideshow, you can see the entire thing. There you go. You can always use the theater icon down in the bottom next to the 74%.
I guess that's gone, but you can see it now, correct?
We're seeing the raw slides.
Yeah. Oh, you're not? You are?
Yeah, we're not seeing the presentation slides.
Huh. Not even now.
Nope.
What's going on? Okay. How do I do that then?
Okay, that's fine. Just go ahead and collapse that left box if you want.
Yeah, sure. So I did this. I did it as a slide. I started the slide, and it didn't show you. It was showing you.
Right.
Let's just go on from here. So,
okay.
I can go back one. Let me see here.
Page up, page down.
Sorry?
You can do page up and it'll go backwards. There you go.
Hey, becoming an expert here. So you guys are going to see this little stuff, but hey, we try to do it as a slide. It wouldn't work. But anyway, getting started here. You know, guys, doing T-shirts online with Facebook can make you a lot of money. And I have that house down there for a reason. I don't have some money. And that is that I was able to, with this money, my father passed away about 4 years ago. And, you know, my mother, her house down here in South Florida was really run down. And I took that money, I was able to rebuild her whole house. It was a new roof, kitchen, you name it. And so really, to me, it's exactly a great analogy there. It hits me. But why shirts? Why use Facebook ads to sell shirts? You sell so many other things, and the principles I'm going to teach you, you can sell other things. But again, why shirts? And it's because they're fun. Everybody wears them. It makes a statement, and they're customizable. And one other thing, little caveat here, you might find some spelling errors in here. Focus on what's important. What's important is what I'm teaching, maybe not the errors. But the last one is the key, customizable. And the reason for that is if you can give people what they want, when they want it, you can give them all the things that they love exactly at the right time, what happens? You win and they win. And I have a little side question, Dave. Can you see me as well, or just the slides, right?
Just the slides.
Okay. Okay. Going on. It's an irresistible offer, right? You can customize something. So how do you know, question for you guys, think about this. How do you know, how can you customize something? How do you know what someone likes and doesn't like? The answer is you do it all day. All day you click things that you like friends' stories, you like different pages, and Facebook has a great algorithm. Even if you're just liking content, they know that and they stick it in their advertising panel, and later on you're targeted with that. Notice how maybe 90% of all the Facebook ads are relevant to you. They make some mistakes, sure, but it's so relevant and it's very, very powerful. Okay, but before I get into that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. And that slide was out of orders. And what it meant was that you can sell people shovels when it's snowing on Facebook. You actually know when it's snowing somewhere, and you can put up snow shovels. So a little bit about myself and why you should listen to me. I've created $1 million companies offline. It says right here in Atlanta, because we just used this presentation in Atlanta, Dave and I could have changed that. But $1 million companies offline, and I know how to build businesses. I had a great life in Atlanta. Do with those offline businesses, things were good. But in 2009, I had a divorce. My father didn't die too long after that, and I sold my business at a fire sale. But I came back. I came online. I came online in 2010, and I had to replace that income. And in the first 14 months of me being online, I built a huge list, a list of 350,000 subscribers. Now, those of you that know about list building know that that's a feat that's very, very hard to do. And the thing is, I didn't know it at the time. And so I was able to do it because I didn't have many limitations. I shot right to the top, and I produced huge results. And so I not only became friends with guys like David, but I worked with many other marketers that purchased traffic from me or did type joint ventures with me in my first 14 months, which I'm very proud of that fact. People like Willie Crawford and Mike Filsame and Tom Beal. People like Matt Basak, Lou Edwards, who was there. Russell Brunson, Rich Sheffrin, Ryan Dice, just to name a few. All these guys have bought traffic and worked with me. I got remarried. I had children, and I love my life. You know, you have to have a great why to be successful in any business. And my why is what drives me every single day. And so if you get anything out of this whole presentation today, do me a favor, get this. Sit down with some quiet time and ask yourself, why are you here at your computer tonight when you could be watching TV? Why are you here? What's the reason? What are you working for? You know, so how did I do it several times, both off and online? You see, I had a big why. And, you know, you have to have a huge why. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to make more money? Why do you want to be successful? I'll tell you, if you're just doing it for the money, say, oh, look how much money I've made, and it's not to help people or for your family or things like that, you're not going to succeed. It's very, very tough. See, for me, it's simple. It's my family. It's what drives me, and it's why I work as hard as I do, and it's also to help people. I really get an inspiration and a kick out of it. And these are my children on the right, and my family, my sister, and on the left. So if you find a big enough why, you can do anything. So again, if you get anything out of tonight, the only thing out of tonight, get a big enough why, and I guarantee you, any course you look at, anything that you do online is going to become that much easier. And so what did that big why do for me just in the t-shirt business? And David alluded to this a little bit earlier. You see, last year alone, I sold over $1.8 million in t-shirts using Facebook ads. Okay? So my commissions were over $900,000. Here is a screenshot of just one company. This is Teespring that paid me commissions last year of $637,454. And that was honestly about 6 months. It wasn't even a full year. I didn't start until about halfway into the year. So these companies do all the work for you. Teespring and others like it. They do customer service, the printing, the shipping, collect the money, and they pay you. So you design a shirt. They help create a web page for you. You put it up online. You advertise it. They collect the money. They pay you. You don't do anything. You simply advertise and collect the money. You know, I like the model so much, and David knows this, that I started a company myself called T-Gear. And a little bit later, I'm going to tell you how you can sign up using a great special link I've created for David to sign up and get your own T-Gear account where you're going to be able to launch some shirts for free and try out some of the principles I'm about to teach you. We have so many more benefits at T-Gear. It's incredible, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. Now let's get to work, okay? Let's start this again. Now, how do you sell T-shirts online? What are the steps that it takes to sell them? Well, let's break it down for you. Again, I would take some notes here. You need to find a market, number one. And a market, let's talk about some of the obvious markets. Some of the obvious markets and things that people have done over and over again with the T-shirt business are policeman, fireman, nurse, veterans, sports teams. Those are really the obvious ones. But while they still make money, and while I suggest you venture into them in some fashion, the amount of niches or markets that you have available to you is limitless. A quick Google search will rattle off tens of thousands. If you can imagine all the things you liked on Facebook, or for that matter, didn't like, all of them are a target market. Think about things that people do, hobbies, job titles. They coin collect. They like butterflies. Yes, sports teams. Yes, veterans. Yes, their job. Their ethnicity is huge. People don't say, well, by day I'm Polish. They say, I am Polish. So think about these passionate markets for a moment. We'll get more into that. You create a shirt in T-Gear, hopefully. You can create it anywhere you like. You create a fan page. And the reason for a fan page is if you notice when you're looking on your Facebook account and you see in the news feed, when you click news feed and you're checking up on friends, you'll see a large ad sometimes or several large ads that will come down the middle of your screen. In order to advertise in that space, your news feed, you need to have a fan page. People, in essence, aren't allowed to advertise on the Facebook news feed. Fan pages are allowed to. So you can advertise on the right, there's little tiny ads, but they don't work as well for T-shirts. It's a very visual product. So a fan page is needed for every shirt. Now, can several shirts be launched from one page? Yes, as long as they make sense and it's congruent, because by building a fan page, you're going to think of a fan page as a list. And many of you have lists, I'm sure. And the great thing about a list is that you can mail it. every day if you choose to. You can always mail it. You can send out content. You can mail it and send out informative videos. You can mail it and take surveys. You can mail it and sell product. The same exact thing is for a fan page. So by making the shirts that you launch on any one fan page make sense to the page, it's like having content match your list. So if people signed up for your list and it's all about dog training and you start sending out emails about buying gold, it's not a congruent fit. Same with this fan page. So you may end up having dozens of fan pages. But here's the good news. If you have a fan page of 10 to 20,000 people who are interested in that page, you can do really, really well. If you have 40,000 to 50,000, you can make a living. And if you have 100 to 200,000 engaged, congruent people to that page, you can retire. It's going back to that time and time again. And the numbers are like they were, I hear, in the late 90s, early 2000s when it comes to email marketing. $1 a name per month. I mean, really, it's that good. And then you need to set up your Facebook ads to, of course, have that ad appear in someone's timeline that was created on the fan page. So let's start with picking that market, picking that niche. You can do a little research. Again, I've given you several ways, but let's look at a few more. Here's something that I show, and that this is a link that you guys are going to love. It's pinterest.com/source/teespring.com. Now you can change this portion, teespring.com, to anything. And what Pinterest will do is it will pull up all the most popular pins from this URL. So if you had a competitor site, someone who is in competition with you, let's just say, and you wanted to see what the market liked most about their site, you simply would change this portion of the link and this bottom part after it says Teespring, and all of the most popular posts from your competition's page would pop up. In this case, we use Teespring. They're the biggest. They've had a lot more launches. And here are all of their most popular shirts. It's obviously a screenshot from a little while back. But you can't hide from Pinterest, because even if you have robots don't follow, or if in T-Gear or Teespring you select, I don't want it to have this art spidered by Google or Yahoo. Once someone takes that image and saves it and uploads it to their Pinterest account, all bets are off. So this is a really good link. You should use this in all of your business online. Another one, here's a private tool that I have, but I got to tell you, the algorithm Facebook just changed. This will not be up again until Friday, but you'll want to write it down. It's postsniper.com. And there's several other paid versions of this out there. This is the free version. And you type in a keyword, you type in a web page like teespring.com, and you can just click reveal post, and it'll pull up all the Facebook posts in that niche to give you another place to go ahead and search to investigate a niche. Now, also, here's a way to find out ways, about the actual shirt. What kind of shirts should I design for that niche? A great thing to do is type in crazy or silly sayings about. So let's say it's firefighters. Typing in crazy or silly sayings about firefighters, and I know some of you are doing it right now. Well, it's going to bring you, and when you click on images after typing that in, you're going to see so many options and sayings that you're going to be, wow, how unlimited it is to create these shirts. You could also type in postcards about firefighting, butterfly collecting, coin collecting, waitressing, being a lawyer, anything. And you're going to get tons and tons of feedback and results on things to set up your shirts with. So I like to, after you find your market, and we're going to go into launching the shirts, I like to teach my students when I'm coaching them that their shirt should have at least 2 points of interest or targeting. We're going to interchange that word. And what that means is a target or an interest is, let's name a few: their gender, their parent or grandparents, a sports team, sports that they like, profession, hobby, clubs, where they live, if they're married, divorced, or widowed, their ethnicity, all those types of things. See, again, the more targets that you have on the shirt, the more it's going to scream, hey, wait, that's me. How did they know that that was me? You see, there was a thing called name shirts. You all have probably seen them, where your name was on a shirt on Facebook. You see, Facebook has since disallowed that. You're not allowed to target someone by their name. Myself and a partner of mine, Frank Salinas, we were pretty much the first ones to bring that out. Frank made a video about how to do it. Big mistake. Everyone started doing it. Facebook didn't like the fact. People started freaking out that their name were being used in advertising, and Facebook banned it. But it sold, and it sold very, very high because obviously people said, what? That's me. It's my name. So the more close you can get to that with shirts now by saying, let's just read that right there, for instance, part of that. This girl, that's the gender, okay, loves her Cubs. This girl loves her Florida sports team. This divorced girl loves her Florida sports team. Now, if it says this divorced girl loves her sports team, some combination of that, and you're a girl who's divorced and you love that sports team, I got news for you. You're going to be like, that shirt was custom made for you. The key here is that you're in the custom. Remember, we talked about that in the very beginning here. You're in the custom t-shirt market. And since you can't take the order and then customize it, you need to put up what appears to be a customized t-shirt to that prospect. And for that matter, you're going to be able to use these principles for anything. You can use it when you create a store. You can, create a Shopify store. You want to sell, David wants to sell products, for NAMs. He can customize them and say, this Georgia girl loves NAMs. This Texas girl, this Texas guy. And then we're able to then target them exactly that way. And when they see this stuff, they go, it's an irresistible offer. So you create a shirt using those principles. Now, how do you create a shirt? Well, there's an online builder at Teegear, and you can do basic text designs and some small things. You can do that at Teespring as well. You can hire a designer, Fiverr, Odesk. But you're designing a shirt is not that hard. And I, may be able to share with you guys some actual people later that design shirts when we do a little Q&A. I get what we're doing at the end. So let me show you a few of my winning designs and why they won. I hope you're able to see these. I know it's a little bit small because we're not doing the actual slide, but see here.
Full screen, it looks good, John.
Oh, it is full screen?
No, I said if we do full screen, it looks good.
Okay, so you are good. Dave, can you just bear with me 1 second? I need to grab my glasses because I don't think I have full screen on mine. 1 second. Let's grab my glasses.
Okay.
Check.
So one of the things I wanted to make sure that you guys capture on this is he's talking about targeting and selling on Facebook, and the best way to do that. T-shirts is a really good and easy way to practice the targeting, and and John's made a ton of money selling the T-shirts. But if you're selling whatever, garden tools, the same thing applies in the targeting on Facebook. So that's what I love about this, is you can do this with anything.
I'm back, David. Thank you for this cover there. Thank you. So let's go with this one here. This one says, I may be a fire. There's a couple of things I like being more than a firefighter. One of them is a mom. So in this case, I wish I could see it bigger, but in this case, what are my targeting here? My targets are a woman. She has a child. She's a firefighter. I now have zeroed in on this person. This wasn't showed to dads. This wasn't shown to sous chefs on the right. So now every female firefighter that was a mother saw this. Here's a blow-up version of the father one. It says, there aren't many things I love more than being a firefighter, but one of them is being a dad. This was irresistible, sold left and right. This one says, I might live in Ontario, but I'm always in Steelers Nation. Now, this doesn't say the Pittsburgh Steelers, and this doesn't have the Pittsburgh Steelers logo. And certain words like Pittsburgh or, with the word Steelers would not be okay. But by itself, this was okay. And now what do I have here? I have Ontario, Canada, and the word Steelers. Do you think there's some fans for the Steelers or that team in Ontario? Yeah, there were. They're huge sales. They don't have this in Ontario. So you don't want shirts that are just available down in some T-shirt store. So here's when it says, there aren't many things I like being more than a pastor, but being a mom is one of them. Did very well. Now, this one has just one target, but I want to show you why it's sold, because it's a passionate target. See, your job, you can identify, and if it's a clever saying and you identify with your job, you wear it to work, you're like, wow, check this out, I'm cool. It's a sous chef thing. You wouldn't understand. You're not a sous chef. Okay? Now, and the next thing says, some girls play with dolls, real girls become nurses. Again, pretty much one target, although girls is a second target. Most nurses are girls. It's a clever saying. Now, the next one is also, it's a few different ones because you have Navy and veteran. So that's two. But in essence, it's just a clever saying. And it says Navy veteran. It's not that I can and others can't. It's that I did and others didn't. Okay? So keep calm and let the firefighter handle it. Let's just go to the next ones here. How about this one up here? I may live in Florida, but my team is in Green Bay. Little palm tree.
You know, the thing I love about these, John, is if we thought about that, we may or may not know anybody who that applies to, you know, and so we wouldn't think there's a market. But if you do the research, you're finding thousands of people, right?
Absolutely. I mean, on most of these, it's been 50, 60,000. And, you know, you can go back to it over and over again. You're not going to sell that all in one run. And now when you start to break that up, Dave, you think about each state, in fact, each city becomes its own custom shirt. And then each job and each hobby and each state of mind on top of that becomes so many combinations that no one can get to them all. And, you know, so here's another one. Keep calm and stay fire wife strong. That was one. Passionate, right? I'm a sporting my man. I'm a firefighter wife. I'm the captain. Get over it. Send that out to boat captains. And here's another passionate one with women. All women are created equal, and then some become Marines. See the cleverness of it? Eighth day, God created a teacher. California Cowboys. Well, I just saw your face, Dave. How's that? What happened here? There we go. Okay. This girl loves her firemen. I may live in Florida. My team's in Kansas. Oh, back up. Let me go back up here. I don't have my previous slides over here, so it's driving me bananas. How would you guys like to, and I know I can't hear you or see you raise a hand, how would you like to see my #1 selling shirts of all time? Dave, do you think people would be interested in seeing that?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, here it is, guys. You like that?
You're not revealing that one, are you?
So I might later. We'll see. This is my best shirt ever. And I want you to look at some of the numbers here. There's 138,000 likes. There's almost 4,000 comments and over 57,000 shares.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah, right. Now, this is not your common shirt. In fact, your common shirt where you will make a lot of money is selling 12 to 25, 35, 40 shirts, okay? This shirt sold about 4,000 shirts. This one shirt may be over $100,000. One shirt, I put it up and went, oh, this is going to work. Let's scale it up. So I want to go back here just for a minute. I think I might get into it later. I'm not sure how the slides go. So let's just move forward and I'll see how that goes. So you're going to create a fan page. Now, we talked about shirts back here. You guys have seen lots of them. We can pull them back up later. But create a fan page. And we don't have time for full fan page course tonight or Facebook course tonight. But we'll do the best we can. You know, against what others say, I give very little content, if any, to my fan pages, because the biggest thing that you hear about fan pages is, oh, well, you got to constantly be posting and you got to constantly put in irrelevant content. If you don't constantly put in relevant content, they're going to become disengaged. I say poppycock. And what I teach and what I preach and what I do is that in the very beginning of creating a fan page, that's the time to give some content, give some video and things like that, and allow it to slowly fade out and allow your t-shirts to become the content, okay? Allow your t-shirts to become the content. So my fan pages have, this one hadn't had 39,000 likes. I think it's up to 50,000 now. They're liking the shirts, okay? They're not liking content. People who like content want more content. They're not necessarily buyers. So it's like I learned a long time ago when I built that list, 350,000, that it really wasn't the amount of size of the list you had. It's how many people are buying and taking action. And so that's much more important. So what I'm teaching you now to do is you create a fan page, put up some content, but as you begin to launch shirts and you find out what they like and what they don't like, more and more people will begin to like your page. You see, some reason I don't see here, maybe it's that. There we go. So the reason is this. Dave, can you do a quick Google search for me real quick while I'm doing this?
You bet.
So Dave's going to do a Google search. We didn't rehearse this. And Dave, type in how many fake Facebook accounts there are. Fake Facebook accounts. And I know it's over 80 million, but I want you to see that for yourself. And
the results I got was, I got 16 million results on that. Between 67 and 137 million is what they say.
okay. So that's fake Facebook accounts. So guys, girls, I want you to think about something right now. The reason I don't do like campaigns, and some of you are thinking, oh, should I do like campaigns to build up a fan page?
Wow.
I don't do that, is because think about those 80 million, let's just use the word 100, it's nice, it sounds better, 100 million fake Facebook accounts. They're created overseas, they're created in the Philippines, they're created in Vietnam, and they're sold. And they're sold for all type of purposes. But the point is, unless they look real to Facebook, Facebook would have already gotten rid of them. So what's the best way to look real to Facebook? It's to like paid advertising. So they have these sweatshop rooms where these fake accounts are logged into different IPs and they're clicking like on all of the paid advertising they possibly can. So when you run a Facebook like campaign, you're bound to get 30, 40, 50% fake likes. Don't do it. It's better to put up a shirt, spend a small advertising budget on it, and let that like the page. And I'll show you that when someone likes a post or likes an advertisement that you put up on your fan page, if you'll click the little number that shows 87 likes, 27 likes, most people don't know this, an invite board will come up and you can invite them to like the page. So then Facebook sends them a personal invitation saying, thanks for liking that post, like the page as well. And it comes from Facebook and it's free. You just click all day, or you hire an assistant to do it for you. So by doing that, again, remember, you're building that list. Think of that analogy. You're building that list. And when you build that list, you can go back to it over and over and over again. So moving on, you set up a shirt. And when you go and you build a shirt, and we can look at that in a little bit, inside Teespring, Tee or anywhere else, you choose a minimum length of time for the shirt to be sold. It's a campaign. It's not always up there. Don't think of it in perpetualness, but in fact, it can be and is. I usually choose 10 days. And the reason is it gives people enough time to get their paycheck, to buy it. If I want to close it early, I can. And it seems to work best. And now it says here, the minimum amount of shirts that must be sold is 5 before we would go to print on it. But since NAMS this year, that has now dropped to 3. I just haven't updated this slide. So you only have to sell 3. It goes to print. Selling 3 shirts is not a problem, okay, usually. Now, we are also in the process of lowering that to just 1. So the great thing then is sell 1, boom, it prints, okay? It's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but we're getting there. So let's talk about setting up your ad and retargeting. So you've gotten your Facebook account, you opened up a fan page, and you built an ad. You built an ad, and we're going to show you that in just a second in detail. Just visualize this. You now have to tell Facebook where to send people, what people to send that ad to, and you have to retarget. So usually this is in person, show of hands, someone who's about retargeting. Well, what retargeting allows you to do, and it's so easy, is that, and you've been retargeted, for a long time now, a few years, you don't maybe not realize it, but if someone visits the page where your shirt is on that we create for you, if someone visits that page and doesn't buy, Facebook will put them on a special list for you that you can now go back to time and time again for up to 180 days and show them anything you want. You can show them, of course, the more relative to what they saw, the better. So if someone goes, they see the shirt, they don't buy it. Now for the rest of the week, it keeps showing up in front of them. But now it doesn't just show up in front of them. A new ad shows up in front of them that says, time's running out. Make sure you finish that purchase. Okay, how powerful is that? And you're able to combine those audiences later in Facebook to build one power super audience. So imagine if you took all your retargeting lists for people, it was dogs. It was just dogs in general. And one was for boxers, and one was for greyhounds, and one was for schnauzers. You combined them and then did stuff for the Humane Society, for being humane to dogs, being humane, something, or for dog collars that crossed the type of dog that it was. You're going to nail it. Boom, boom, boom. It could be like shooting ducks in a pond when you're retargeting. When you retarget, label your audiences very clearly for that particular reason. And again, we're going to show you, how to create these little audiences. I, labeled them, and these are shirt names. All I care about is giants. All I care about is my ferret. Okay, welders do it in all positions. Usually I get a chuckle at that one in person, but so after launching a shirt, you're given a URL to promote.
You got a smile on it here.
Yeah, I did. I promote almost exclusively with Facebook ads, and I always use PPE. Now, PPE is a fancy word that people want to throw out there so that you are intimidated on advertising on Facebook. And but really what that stands for is a post-page engagement. And that simply means that you want to pay Facebook for people to engage with the ad that you just created, and that you are willing to pay Facebook based upon people liking, commenting, and sharing that ad. So I always start out that way. And the reason for that is social proof. People like to buy things that other people have bought, that have a review, that have other people talking about it. Oh my God, I have to have it. Post-page engagement. I never design an ad to sell my stuff. Now, I just told you have to make an ad, and then I said I don't design an ad. But what I mean by that is I simply put up the shirt. I write down where to get it. I never mention a price. Why? Because that's how I get those huge amount of shares. You don't want to share something on your timeline that says $19.95, sale ends Friday. You don't want to do that. But if it's just a shirt and says, here's the shirt, they come in many, many colors. Click here, find out more. People are sharing it madly. Look, Jim, this is you. Look, Sarah, this is you. So I use clicks to website, CTW, the other big Facebook term, for retargeting, like I just explained above. See, above, when I'm retargeting someone, sending the ad back to them a second time, I don't need to them engage. I don't need to them to like in the comment. They already like. I know they like it. I only want to pay Facebook when they click it again, because when they click it again, they're going back to take action. They're not there to fool around. So here's an ad, a sample ad, one of my firefighter ads, and it says poles aren't just for dancing, and it has a picture of a firefighter sliding down a pole. Now, you can see that's one target, firefighting, but it's a passionate target, firefighting, and it's clever and it's funny. Okay?
Still with us, John? We lost you. Well, he's trying to come back. And I expect that I hope it's not me here. But while he's trying to come back, we have a couple of questions. What's PPE? Page post pay per engagement is what that was, Deborah. So let's see, what else do we have here in the questions? Let's see, the fake Facebook accounts was CNN said 83 million. Deborah wrote in here 67 is what she found, with 67 million fake Facebook accounts. Uh-oh, we lost John. Let me see if we've got him over here on. This link. Hold on one second. We haven't had this much trouble with a webinar in a long time. See if I can get him back over here. And everybody in the world is asking if there's a replay, and yes, there is a replay. And the replay will be coming out to you in your email, and it'll be posted on my Google Plus page and in the Insiders. I mean, not in the Insiders, on the NAMS page. Let's see what else. Felicia says the dual targeting piece is brilliant. It is. That's one of the things that John has really helped me understand. I saw this presentation earlier, not at NAMS, even earlier than that. And the dual targeting piece was the piece that really jumped out at me. When you combine firefighting with mom, man, that is a very tight market. And it also has a very emotional connection. So it makes a lot of sense. So John, I see you coming back, trying to come back. But you're not quite there. And Boots says, what's a fake Facebook page? A fake Facebook page are pages that are set up for by other folks. Well, it's just fake. It's people out there that set them up just for to get accounts so they can do either good things or bad things. It doesn't matter. I mean, but fake is fake. So hold on just a second. Excuse me. And he dropped out again. So let's see what's going on. There he comes. Maybe. So fake pages or profiles, Deborah's asking. Actually, it is a fake profile so that you can set up a fake page. I think we're having some Google issues tonight is what I think. So let's see what we've got going on here. Sorry, folks, for this technical stuff. Nope. Linda says, does that mean it's scary to like a page that might be fake? Truth is, you just don't know. You don't know anything about Facebook, what's happening on Facebook. I look at every friend request that comes in. I have some measurements that I use as guidelines for when I accept friends and stuff, and that is whether they are. I'll give you a quick experience while John's trying to come back. Sorry, hold on a second. So I got a request, a friend request from somebody that I was already friends with, and so that happens to you occasionally too, I'm sure. And so I just responded back in the message from this person and said, it was a straight message from them asking to be friends. And I said, how you doing? And I asked them a personal question, and they tried to give me a dance around with it. And I said, is this really da 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 da? And they said, oh, absolutely. And I said, okay, then how did we meet? And I didn't hear back from them, so I was able to report them then. So, okay. Deborah says I'm breaking up a lot, so we may have Google stuff going on. I'm really sorry. It looks like we are losing this connection. John says the Google will not let him back into this. Hold on. Yeah, and that was the other thing, Matthew, was that, oh, there you are.
Yeah. Where did I cut off? Where did I cut off? I was talking to myself.
You were actually, let's see, where were you? Bring your slides back up. I can tell you where you are on your slides. I was watching your slides.
I mean, Google hates me.
Other people said we were having some issue with some breaking up, so it could be the whole thing with Google.
All right, so I was here.
Yep, there you are.
So right there.
Yep, that's it.
So I started with scale and go up vertical.
Yep.
So a little ticking sound from you, Dave. It got really quiet in here. So okay, anyway. So guys, back to this. I'm sorry again for this, but scaling up and going vertical, okay, is what I mean by that is that you need to know exactly when to turn your shirt sales up. And I'm going to keep my mouse down here so I can also see Dave's head, and occasionally he moves it back and forth so I can see part of it. Good, okay, good. I'm live. I'm still going. So going vertical. Vertical is you're turning up the sales, making more money. It's easy. My system is really, really simple on how to do that. If you're making more than 300% return on investment, I know you hear that all the time, ROI. It's sort of meaningless in that people say, oh, I had 1,000% ROI. I spent a penny, I made $10 or whatever that number may be. Yeah, I think it is. That it would be 1,000. Well, I say, whoopee, you should have spent more than a penny and brought it down. And so the way I scale is that anything under 300%, where you're spending $1 and you're getting back less than $3, just let it ride. There's nothing wrong with that. News for you. If I spend $1 and I get back $1.20, I'm in. But if you're getting $1, you're getting back $2.50, $2.75, $3, it's good to go. Anything over $3 on your return, you're not spending enough. So let's say you start getting $5 back for every $1. You want to spend more than $1. And that's how you scale up in Facebook advertising. And it simplifies it very, very easily. In Facebook advertising on anything, any kind of campaign that you're running, if you're making less than if you're losing money, of course we stop, right? And I only lose $20 on any given shirt. That's a key here to my system, is that on any ad campaign, whether it's a shirt or not, I test with $20. If I can't break even on that $20, so I know how much I'm making per shirt, on average it's about $15. If I can't sell 1.5 to 2 shirts on the $20, I'm out. Minimizing my losses. It's very, very important. And if I can make back $60 for every 20, I'm just keep going. But more than that, you want to start to raise the amount that you spend and bring it back down to 300. So you can now, guess what you can do here? You can also scale horizontally. Okay, I wouldn't talk about that here. Scaling horizontally means on some of those shirts that you saw before where it said, this firefighter mom, how could you scale that horizontally? Well, you could change mom to dad. You can change out firefighter for police officer. So you see, you found something that works. and you went vertical on it. It means you started spending more money so you can return more money. But now once you find something that works, you don't have to go and find something brand new. You can simply change one component and have a new shirt. We talked about it earlier. We talked about changing just the state. If a shirt that says "I like my Florida team" is working in Ontario, it's going to work in Quebec. It's going to work in New York. It's going to work, in other areas as well. Okay, so they like that team. So
that's the beauty of the double targeting, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And triple targeting gets even better.
Yeah.
It screams more me, but you can also scale instantly across horizontally, which is key. Also, the key here is not to get frustrated, okay? At some point, once you learn all the basics, you launch 2 or 3 shirts a day, you launch 2 or 3 shirts a week, but the key is 2 to 3. And that's actually a picture, a cartoon of me, I think, pulling out my hair when I first started doing this. Because it took me, I think, 23 or 27 failed shirts before I hit my winner. Now, just what you've learned here tonight, you're going to cut that down tremendously. Shouldn't be anywhere near that. But it still can be. I've had private one-on-one students that do 10 or 12 in a row. But when it hits, let's do the math. So let's just say you lost 10 shirts and you played them all the way out, and you took my advice and you only spent $20. You're down $200. But now you've also built some pages. You didn't just get nothing in return. You got some page likes, right? Especially if you launched them all in the same niche. And on that 11th shirt, you end up selling 50 shirts. Great. I said you're making about an average of $15 a shirt. Well, you made $750. You offset that $200 easy. It doesn't take really one winner in 10, one easy winner in 10 to make money. If you think you're going to bat 1,000, it's not happening. And you don't have to. That's the beauty. And also what I've taught is that even the losers, so-called losers, are winners when you use those ads to get more likes to your page. So knowing when to scale vertical, knowing when to scale horizontal, Kenny Rogers says know when to hold them. It's very, very important. Again, going vertical, 300% or more. Horizontal is simple. You have a winner. If you trade $1 for $1.10, go horizontal. Okay, no matter what, when it's in profit. And even sometimes if it's not in profit and you lost a little bit, but you got huge engagement and you've had people say, oh God, this is a great shirt, but they didn't buy it. You know what? Now you can go horizontal. Another thing is once you build these pages, you can do what's called a free test. Simple. What do people love to do? They love to give what on Facebook? Their opinion. They die to give their opinion, right? They battle each other and fight to give their opinion. So you put up 2 versions of a shirt or 2 versions of an ad on your page and say, hey, I'd like to know, which one do you like best? Or, hey, would you wear this? And you're going to get so much feedback to create exactly what they want. People will, oh, I would wear it if it was blue. I'd wear it if that R was just a different font. And it's great. It's the greatest thing ever because they're giving you the feedback. You need to go, is this what you meant? It's on sale now. Okay. Right. So there's nothing bad. There's no downside in anything in the world, really. Even every negative you can turn into a positive. Okay.
Well, that's what we hear that's what we've always heard in the marketing world, John, is if you want to sell something, you got to ask people what they want and make sure they get it.
Right. And now, there's a medium to do it. Right.
Yep. That's right. That's right.
So again, if you can dream it, you can do it. We just talked about that. I believe in that so much. And, I'm here to tell you that not only have I done this, I've taught many people to do it. I know some have joined me on this call. There's Matthew Houghton and several others. And there's several people that were at the NAMS in Atlanta that are thoroughly enjoying learning this as well. It's a fun thing to do. You get to, it's really fun to watch those fan pages and people, the comments that they make and how they love it. And, this shirt's so me, my gosh, I wish I had one in blank, and you then create that.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what we want you to do. There's a link on the top, and Dave, that one I didn't give you that top one, but I'm assuming that one works still.
They both work. They both work.
So there's a link right there. It's http:// it's nams.ws/tgearf, and that's not .com, so it's nams tgear.ws/tgearaff. And you'll be able to go there, sign up for a free T-Gear account, and launch shirts. And guess what? Launch some bad ones. You can't make mistakes. It's free to do it through Dave's link. And it's trial and error on a lot of them. Okay. Let's go on here.
Now, John, somebody asked here, how many of your shirts are winners? What kind of percentage are you looking at?
Well, I think I have a little bit higher percentage than most at this point, but still, I'm only at about 3 and 10. I used to be, well, I was 0 and 0 and whatever, 0 and 27, but then for a while it was maybe 5 and 10. But the market has gotten more sophisticated. There are more and more people not only doing shirts, but doing other items that are being sold on Facebook. So the designs need to be better, the targeting need to be better. But again, if you just do 1 in 10, you can really, really do well. I know people can't talk on this, but Matthew Houghton, who you know, David, who works with me now, helping me with several projects, and he had a heck of a time. And this was a guy that worked with me constantly. And I kept saying, hey, Matt, just launch them. And if I say that you're going to get 1 to 3 in 10, and you only launch 1 shirt a week, 2-3 months go by, it's dragging. You're like, oh, I've been launching them for 3 months, but you only launched 10 shirts. That's why I say launch a few more, more regularly. But he launched 1 shirt, and I'm forgetting the numbers right now, maybe 135 shirts or something like that. He had a $2,000 day profit on all the things he ever lost and then some. So go and sign up for that again. I'm going to just skip by this because this is more showing you other things that are doing, pages, other currency, things like that. But I am going to now tell you, Dave, about the video course that I have available for you people that are watching this. Okay? It's called T-Shirt Profits Unleashed, and we'll open up to questions after this. It's a video training course with short, digestible, 10-minute videos. It covers everything. And the reason I like 10-minute videos is because I've bought plenty, and I mean plenty, of courses online. And ones that go more than 10 minutes on any particular subject, I'm gone. I'm out of there. My attention span is not that long. In fact, I have children. How they've been quiet as long as they've been quiet right now, I don't know. Everyone out there, you have a life, and your chili's ready, and you got to go. You eat the chili with mom or with sis, and short, digestible, 10-minute videos. Okay. The only thing that's extra is what I'm about to tell you. So you're going to have access if you take my course. If you take advantage of this course that I'm offering here tonight, you will not only have access to all those training videos on each of the subjects we touched on tonight: how to find a shirt, how to build a fan page, the targeting, when to scale, in depth. But I'm going to give you access to all my winning designs, including that one that was pixeled out. I'm not going to maybe give you my designers. I'm going to give you my designers and say, here, they'll design your shirts. I get shirts for $3 and $5, not $20 like everyone else pays. I couldn't launch the amount of shirts I launched at $20 to the designer. I'm going to give you case studies and actual campaigns that have ran. I'm going to give you live webinar trainings, okay? Because now, here's the thing. This just came out of beta. I launched this for NAMS back in, when was that, Dave? What month was?
That was in March.
March. And I just went live April the 21st, so it's been less than 2 weeks. So this course is still being built out. So the webinars, the live training webinars, there's only been 2 so far, and they're recorded in the members area. There's one that starts tomorrow night. And the beauty about these live webinars, and there'll be probably 10 in the series, is not only to become part of the course curriculum, but if you're on the ones as they take place now, you get to Q&A, and we stay on as long as we need to stay on. We show a certain subject. We go into it in depth, one thing at a time. It's recorded if you can't make it. If you want to just come on the end, that's fine. But it's then interactive Q&A. It's very, very important. It takes it to the next level. And let me just tell you one other thing here. And that is, besides the live training, besides the actual ad campaigns, case studies, and my designers, there's a private Facebook group. And in that private Facebook group is Matthew, who I think is on this call, he told me he was, who's in the UK, and Marielle, who is one of my virtual assistants, who's in the Philippines. And pretty much we've got you covered 24 hours a day by when I work, when Matthew works, and when she works. So any question that you have on any design not only gets put to the Facebook group, but can be put to one of us. And when it's put to the Facebook group, it's become a brain trust. It's become a mastermind where some of the students have caught on to things a little quicker than others or had more time to invest into study and give you ideas and thoughts. Okay. And so it's a really powerful mastermind that goes with it. Now, this course is a $997 course that was launched on the 21st. You're not going to have to pay that today, not even $697. I made a deal with Dave. We're going to give the same price that was at NAMS when it was in pre-launch. If you see this webinar another time or another day or from another presenter with co-presenter with me, it is $997. Okay. So it's $497 or 2 easy payments of $275 made a month apart. So here's the big kicker. I'm going to give you a 90-day, 100% satisfaction, money back guarantee. If after finishing your study of the course, in 90 days, you do not double your investment, you don't double that 500, I give you your money back. All you have to do is follow the course material and launch the shirts, ask for advice. If you don't double your money, I'll give it back. Now, I have this set low, okay? Believe me, you're going to do, if you put any effort into this, you're going to do much more than double your money. But I have to have this low for those people that are just going to kind of skirt, just do enough. Even they will double it. So it's 90 days. I don't think you've ever heard that before, but that's how confident I am. And let me just tell you one more thing before I switch over to that page. I have a vested interest in your success. It's one of the only times you'll see a pitch, if you will, where people have a vested interest after you purchase the course. You see, if you use T-Gear, which I hope you do, I make money for every shirt you sell. So, you know what? I can honestly say, hey, you know what? I have a vested interest in your continued success. I'm not going to sell you something and walk away. And I did this at NAMS, the event. And honestly, Dave pulled a couple of my fingernails out to get me to do this again because this is a lot of work on my part. Okay. This is well worth the cost of admission, just what I'm about to show you. And that is for the first 15 people that sign up tonight, not later on, but tonight, I will give you the following bonus. I will design and create your first shirt with you. We will sit on a rapid Skype session where five people at a time in 3 groups. We're going to go through and we're going to create your shirt for you. Guide and help you hands-on with your first fan page and set up your first ad and your first targeting. Now, are we going to be perfect and right? No, but we're going to use the perfect principles. You're going to know at the end of that, oh God, not only did I see the video course, I watched John and his people do it. We set up your shirt. Okay. All we ask that you do is select the niche and we're going to go out, help you build a fan page one-on-one, set up your advertising, build your shirt. So you're going to get the shirt, you're going to get the fan page, you're going to get the advertising targeting, you're going to get my actual designers, access to all my designs, access to Matthew and Mariel and myself in a private Facebook mastermind, all the videos, all the live webinars, $497, 2 payments of $275. You choose, and that 90-day money-back guarantee. So again, I take all the risk. I help build your first shirt, set up your campaign. All I'm left for now is question and answers. You can go now to nams.ws.n13.
Nope, that's the wrong link. You've got a slash missing there. It's nams.ws/in13. There you go. John Cornetta. There you go.
N13.
That's it. John Cornetta. I've already put it in the chat box here as well.
Perfect. So there's 2 options there. So I'm open to some Q&A, especially since we have the technical difficulties, and I welcome that from you, Dave.
Okay, so
and I'll stop my face.
A couple of questions, but before we do that, I want people to go to that link, and I've put it in the chat box, and it is nams.ws/in13 John Cornetta. And this is the correct affiliate link. When you click on add to cart, it shows you the one-time payment and the 2 installments. They're $497 and $275. Is that correct? Is that what we're talking about?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. Now, go over again what they will get if they do this with you. And the first 15 people you said would actually get something very special.
Yeah, and let me share my screen again if I'm not sharing. I don't know if I am still or not here.
No, you're not.
Yeah, let me go back over here and share this. Because really, thanks for putting that again, Dave. This is really important stuff. So the first 15 people, and that will go fast. 15 people will Dave has a lot of people on this, and you know, at the event, there's 15, and I can't go beyond the 15, so please be one of the first 15. So not only do you get, and let's go back up and here through what you get the video training course, this short digestible 10-minute videos, covers everything. You get access to all my winning designs, including the one that was blurred. You get access to, you're going to have them. You're going to have them as a unflattened file. If you know anything about graphics, or if you don't, you can give it to a graphic designer. Just change one word. You can go horizontal on any of them instantly. Okay, you're going to get my designers. I'm going to give you their Skype username. You can go ahead and use them. Case studies, actual ad campaigns where I show you the ad that I ran on Facebook, what my targeting was, what my spend was, the live webinar training, $497. But again, the 90-day money-back guarantee. You don't double the money that you invest. And for the first 15 people, again, here you go. I will design and create your first shirt with you. Okay, we're going to guide and help you hands-on with your first Facebook fan page. We're going to actually put up the film. We're going to build it, but we're going to help guide you to it, because it's one thing to just build it for you and say, here you go. It's another to actually, it's, you know, do you teach a man how to fish, or do you give him a, you know, you teach him how to fish, or do you give him a fish? This is both. I'm going to give you the fish and teach you how to fish at the same time, right? Okay, that's the most important thing. So now you're eating while you're learning how to fish. You know, that whole thing never made sense to me. I want both. You know, give me the fish and then right. So we're going to do that, and we're going to do the targeting for your shirt. That's the biggest key, because the thing that people have most difficulty with is the targeting. I have a great shirt, you know, but what's the actual targeting? So that's what we're going to do, Dave, for the first 15 people.
Cool.
Huge.
Well, Deborah says she's already in. She can't wait. So that's good.
Wonderful.
Now we do have some questions here, and that you just let's make sure people understand the link is nams.ws/in13 John Cornetta. And I'm just going to scroll down through some of these questions, John. The first one is, how much are you selling the average shirts for? And do you control the price of those? What's the profit per shirt?
It's about $15 when you sell about 15 shirts or more. And if you sell a little bit less, how do I go back to my picture? Just stop sharing?
Just stop sharing, yep.
Let's go here. If you, let's see where it's, I don't know where it says that. So I'm going to.
There, you've stopped. You're good. You're on
good. Good. So if I sell my shirts for an average of $24.95 for the custom shirt, that's a custom t-shirt. And then it's a little bit more for a hoodie, a little bit more for a long sleeve shirt. But on average, the profit is somewhere between $10 and $15, closer to the 15 side. Now, if you sell only three shirts, that costs, I believe, $15.50 to print those, as many colors as you want. So if you set your price of your shirt to $19.95 or to $20, you made only $5 on that shirt. Mm-hmm. But again, you only sold three. But if you set that price to $24, you made $10 on that shirt. So I make between $10 and $15 on average per shirt. The more shirts you sell, the more profit you make. So you go ahead and you set that price. When you go into T-Gear and you launch your shirt, it's going to say, based upon what you set your goal at, and that goal is just to show you approximately what you'll make. Based upon that, you're going to make X amount of profit. But if you sell way more, we don't say, well, we're still going to give you that price. We then recalculate based upon how many of those shirts you sold. So if you sold 500 of them, you're going to get the 500 price. The more you sell, the less you'll pay.
All right. And the next question is, can you make a design on Canva, which is a designer app, and then print it on a shirt?
You can make a design on anything. If you flatten it and upload it as a PNG or a JPEG, you can do any kind of image you want, and you simply upload it to the designer that's up there, it checks it out for you, centers it, boom, launch a shirt.
Okay, and Craig is asking about international shipping versus, yeah, international shipping and how that's calculated and all of that.
There's an automatic calculation. We deal with a large shipper that has places all over the United States with the main offices in Jacksonville, Florida, and they're, depending on where someone enters their address, it's automatically put in there. It's going to be a little bit more obviously to ship overseas, but we've done it. We've had campaigns that are successful now. I've had campaigns in Australia, in England, all over Western Europe.
Okay. And let's see, I'm looking down at the questions. You said something about CTW. What did you mean by CTW?
CTW stands for clicks to website. It's a Facebook term, one of those fancy terms where they try to trick you. Let me just say there's two basic ways to pay for Facebook advertising, just two ways. One is the big PPE, post-page engagement. We went over that, where people can like, comment, share. You'll pay for that viral effect. And the other is they click to the ad. They refer to it as click to the website, CTW. There are a few variations of that. They might say website conversion, but in the basics of all of it, it's clicks to website or website conversion. And if you let Facebook automatically do the work for you and bid for you, if you will, believe it or not, you get the best price. Facebook wants to give you the most bang for your buck. They really do, because they want you to keep spending your money. If they just go there and take your money one time and, no, the way you pay more on Facebook is if you're doing the same advertising as everyone else. You're all going to advertise to Dave. You got to have Dave. You got to have Dave. Then you each start paying more, and the person who has the most money will get to Dave. So that's a key to say, let's get a niche that no one else is really going after. When you do that, I've gotten 1 cent post-page engagements. I've gotten 10-cent clicks. And with that, it's really hard to lose.
Yeah, sure. All right. And so David is saying, so is your printer doing individual fulfillment? This is like print on demand is what we're talking about here, right?
Yeah, but the thing is that's why I said earlier, you pick a campaign length, and I like to choose 10 days. So at the end of that 10 days, whatever's been sold, boom, we go to print on that, they all ship out. Okay. You can simply relaunch that campaign instantly at that point, but that will be another round that's printed and shipped. And in fact, if you don't relaunch it, you just stop. We will take orders until 3 orders come in and relaunch it automatically for you and say, it's been launched. We know it's going to press. If you'd like to advertise it, go on. If you want to just cash out, cash out. I've had many times where 3 shirts are sold again, and I get a notification, we relaunched it for you. It's found money. Of course I want to advertise. And I want to get that going again.
Okay. Okay. That's it for the questions tonight. This has been great. We had a lot of technical issues, but it's been a great webinar. Lots of good information, especially around the way you're using Facebook to do targeting. I think these targeting tips alone are that's just secret sauce, man, that people don't talk about all that much.
Yeah, and I hope you guys got a lot out of this, whether you get the course or not. And I'm glad to give value to Dave, that, and to NAMS. I just want to help out in any way I can. I really appreciate being here.
Thank you. Really appreciate it, John. Thanks so much for doing this.